Fire this puppy up.
All right, it's fired up.
Hey, good to see all of you. And Barbie is still trying to connect to audio. And Donna's making me seasick.
I'm I can never get this right.
Looks good from this side.
Good.
Hey,
I can never
Barbie.
figure out how to make it unmute.
Oh, it takes a little bit of adjustments. And are you with us, Barbie? Hey, Barbie. All right, listen, I want to make sure we have plenty of time for some Q&A if we need to at the bottom of the hour before the top of the hour. So good to see you guys. We'll do a quick little review here. 2 weeks ago, we started with the ingredients for success. And let me I just literally just got the computer going here. We talked about the first thing to focus on, first component, and that was your reason why you're here. And we talked a little bit about that, shared a little bit about my story. Hey, Amy, good to see you.
Hi, Fred, everybody. Hi.
Hi,
And
Amy.
Yay, happy solstice.
I shared, my story, and I had suggested that the reason why you're here, your why for doing this, that it needed to be, big enough, significant enough to support the foundation for what you want, and to, from a goal perspective, create goals that are meaningful to you and do something significant. The world is full of 97 percenters. The people at some level or another, they're willing to accept mediocrity, and quite frankly, why? Why would you want that, right? So, be a 3 percenter, make your goals high enough and strong enough that will cause you to achieve that. The following week, last week, we talked about, what are you willing to do to achieve that? Because obviously, if you have incredibly significant goals, there's going to have to be a significant commitment to doing that. You can work at the DMV, and you know what? You don't have to be too committed to work at the DMV and actually rise up through the chain of command. You just got to show up. Okay, got to show up. And no offense to anybody who's ever worked at the DMV, but I mean, seriously, it's like the post office. Just do your job. That's it. Just do your job. And so one of the things that I talked about was not only what are you willing to do, but what are you willing not to do? Okay. And actually reviewing it, I actually made myself laugh. There are no bowling leagues in Kansas in the spring, the summer, or the fall, because you're planting in the spring, you're nurturing in the summer, and you're harvesting in the fall. And what made me laugh is they only got bowling leagues, winter leagues. That's why they call them winter bowling leagues. It's like, duh. Yeah, that's the only time you find bowling leagues in Kansas, because everybody else is a farmer. So, what are you willing to not do? And I hate to say give up, because it's not like you're giving up something if what you're going for is these incredibly lofty goals, to lead, to be of significance, to provide in abundance for your family, okay? To be the one that everybody goes to when they have great need, because you're the only one that has great resources to provide. And so tonight, I want to briefly talk about what is it going to take to get you to quit? Because see, this is really important. If you take some time and think about what would cause you to quit on your dreams, what would cause you to stop pursuing your goals, it'll be a great illustration of what it is you need to focus on shoring up. Okay, for example, what would it take to make you quit? How about your very best friend, the person you respect the most in the world, tells you what you're doing is stupid? Okay, what would that be what it would take to get you to quit? Because if it is, then you need to reevaluate the relationship. You need to reevaluate your own personal level of self-worth, self-esteem, and maybe bolster that. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a real simple example. What do I care if my closest and dearest friends think what I'm doing is stupid. Do I care? No. They still let me pick up the check at dinner. They still come to me when they need money. Okay. That's, what do I care what they think? Okay. What would it take to get you to quit? Your children objecting to what you're doing, your parents objecting to what you're doing. I'm trying to think of other examples, because honestly, it's a little bit of a challenge to me, because there isn't anything or anybody that would cause me to quit. Circumstances, okay? You have to move to a new town and nobody there. Would that be what it would take to get you to quit? Okay. Your spouse telling you that this is a waste of time and you should be devoting your time and energy to the family. Well, maybe your spouse doesn't understand that's why you're sacrificing so much is for the family. Okay. We can't do this just for ourselves. Okay. Honestly, even if you're doing, and I'll tell you, there are people out there that will start this endeavor, and it's almost kind of like a revenge thing. Everybody said I'd never amount to anything, but I'm going to show them. Okay, well, that's kind of a negative motivation, but it is a motivation. All right, so identify. I had a situation it happened here just recently. Okay, with my mom, and the ramifications of that have put me in a position where, my new normal has become something incredibly challenging for me. Okay. Is that what's going to cause me to quit? No. It causes me to move farther forward, to focus more on doing this, because that's why I do this, to be in a position that no matter what happens, I can, do what I need to do. All right. And so I encourage you to take a few minutes, complete this 3-part process. Because what I'm doing right now, folks, I hope you're recognizing, I'm not trying to hide it. I think it's fairly transparent. I'm trying to prepare you up here and here for the battle you're going to go into. Because this is a great war. We're at war against poverty. We're at war against complacency, mediocrity. We are the champions. Okay, we're going to be the people that are going to rise above, that will become the 3%ers. And this is the easiest it'll ever get. Okay, it's way tougher to do this. My very first company, when I hit that company, they were at the lowest point that they would ever be in their history that is now 40 years long. Okay, they are a $4 billion a year company. Had I been able to stay the course for 7 years with that company, because that's how long it took them to get back on track. I joined, they went like this, they crashed, I joined. Okay, talk about the worst timing in the world. And it took 7 years for them to get back onto even footing, for them to then go back to where they were, then $1 billion a year, then $2 billion a year, and now they're averaging about $4 billion a year, a 40-year-old company. Okay, had I had the time, I would have kept going. Okay, I would have stayed with them because of the culture. I didn't have the time. I had to make money, and that's why I switched. But how about that one? Is that what it would take to get you to quit on your dreams? The company leaves. The company goes out of the business. The company cheats you. Okay, would that be what it takes to give up on your dream? If it was, David Moses wouldn't be here. He's had to go through 7, 8, 9 different companies. And I know some of the companies he was with. It had to be heartbreaking to have the dream ripped out of your soul. Okay, look at what it would take, because that's the areas. I'm not saying, succumb to that. What I'm saying is focus on what it would take to get you to quit, and use that as the area that you need to shore up. And I'm going to ask you to do one more thing. I want you to go onto the internet, the interwebs, and I want you to Google. I hate to use that term, I want you to search for A.L. Williams, capital A, capital L, initial A, initial L, Williams. Just do it, or put in famous speech. Had I not had the traffic, I don't know what the deal is here. About 2 weeks ago, I got an emergency alert, like, the lost child alert. I got an emergency alert on my phone saying that the governor had locked down the state of California, no non-essential travel. I must have been the only guy that got the alert, because everybody and their brother's on the road right now. It took a long time for me to get back from the gym. And I had hoped to have that link for you. I don't have it for you. It's one of the most powerful speeches. If you don't know, A.L. Williams is the guy that started, the financial services sector of multi-level marketing. And it is an incredibly powerful speech because it solves all problems. Okay. If you're, number one, why you are here is big enough. Number two, the second component, if you're willing to do everything necessary to achieve that 3% level. Okay. And then, the last component we're talking about today, what will it take you to quit? So, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to prepare you for what's going to happen. This is the easiest ever going to be. Okay. Neither myself or David Moses or Pat Anderson, or I'm going to say, I haven't had this conversation, Reed Nelson. Okay. None of us have ever been with a company that had so much for us. And then add to that this incredibly unique timing. I talked a little bit about that on Pat's Saturday call, to find a company with this kind of, substance to it. And yet it's literally at the beginning of what will be the most significant growth curve in the company's history. And they've got so much substance, they're not going to be, I saw a company about the time that I started with Zija, went to $1 billion a year, and it was gone in 7 years. They had tagged $1 billion in annual sales, and 7 years later, it was a fire sale. They were selling the office furniture. Okay, who wants to be part of that company? I didn't. I knew who was involved in the company, and that's the first thing I said is I won't have anything to do with that company. It won't last. I gave them 5 years. They lasted 7. So I was wrong, right? So anyway, preparing you for what you need to do to achieve everything that you can with what's going to happen over the next 3 to 5 years with Isogenics. Now, I want to go back and revisit. Was everybody able to either get on the Pat Anderson broadcast, the Facebook Live she did on Saturday, 10 o'clock Pacific, or at least review it? You got to. Okay, you absolutely need to, and stay to the very end, because the last speaker was phenomenal. He hit it out of the park. I'll tell you what, I was in front of my computer watching that replay going, I am not worthy to be in your presence.
Where is the replay? I'm home now.
You go to Pat's team page, you share, they share. Search you share, they share on Facebook, and you'll find it. And it's one of the videos. It might even be a pinned video. Anyway, we talked extensively about the promotion the company's doing. First 6 months, first commission 6 months of the year, which starts December 28th, and all the money the company's putting into that. It's an incredible opportunity to take a brand new person. Oh, you noticing? Got some new exercises for my delts. I just saw Brian going, oh, look, Fred's getting pretty tough there. Yeah, so thanks, Brian. Appreciate you noticing. Sorry, distracted squirrel. This is an opportunity to take your brand new person and show them a path where they can make a lot of money over the first 6 months of 2021. Okay, way more than the standard. You've got the crystal bonuses, so you want to focus on using those. When people start hitting manager, hitting director, they can get involved in the manager and director pools. Talk specifically about the. You can tell I'm not ready here. I've got my props. The leaders in action formula, Reed did a great job of talking about the leaders in action formula and to use that. We've kind of talked about that in the past. This is something that we all need to incorporate as part of our daily method of operation and focus personally in our activities and focus on, indoctrinating, embedding in our team members the importance of the leader in action formula, because it's the specific how to for isogenics. It's the, what are the focuses in that? Number one, personal enrollment. That's why it's number one, personal enrollment, leading the field, leading your team by demonstrating, enroll a customer, enroll a new distributor. Second component, helping your personally enrolled people enroll somebody. That's what we do. I mean, get people involved, show them 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 30. Number three, helping your personally enrolled people rank advance, which means building in depth. And number four, maintaining and advancing yourself. Now, number four is a natural byproduct. It will happen automatically as a result of doing number one, number two, and number three. Okay. Now you will have to have some focus. Make sure you're keeping track of the people that keep you at a particular paid as rank. How many consultants do you have? Are they qualified? That sort of thing. And I'm gonna give you just a couple little things that make sense to me. Okay, rolling's number one. Okay, you want to have new people, helping them, getting those points for helping them enroll people. It means you got to have new people. Not every single new person you enroll is going to go out there and want to do the deal right now. You might have to have, twice as many as you need. If you're trying to be a manager and get those 4 people, you might need to have 8. Okay. And some of them will come along a little bit later when they get ready to do it. You want to be executive, have 10 consultants hammering at the deal. You might have to have 12 or 15 or whatever. When somebody drops off, a customer of theirs drops off, they lose their consultant status. It takes them a month to think about, who else are they going to talk to? Always have a little bit more. And if you're doing that, then you'll have people rank advancing. So the real key for this team, and here I'm probably looking at Barbie would be the one of the group. Pat Anderson's, for her organization, she's doing a promotion. She's going to throw extra money at rank advancements. So if you become a consultant, you make $50. Your consultant, Crystal, do it in her first 2 days, you make another $50. And Pat's going to put another $50 into that. You hit manager, it's $150 from Pat. Everybody in her downline, that would include everybody on this call for the most part, with the exception of Amy and Barbie. The director's $250, executives $500, over and above everything else the company's putting in. Pat's going to be putting that in. For my personal enrollees and the people in my right leg, like Barbie and Amy, I'll be taking care of that. Okay, and Barbie, everybody downline from you in your organization, David is committed to backing me up, and that whole right leg that you're in and Dee Dee's in and that sort of thing. Dave and I will be matching that. We'll just basically take over for Pat. So I did post the commission calendar graphic in the messenger group for Monday group last week. It was really hard to find, I got to tell you, and if I had to go find it again, I don't know if I could. That's why I put it there, because I'm not going to be giving you easy links to stuff that you can go find on your own. That's not leadership, right? That's followership. Hey, yeah, the dictionary according to Fred, right? Always like that movie. It was an old Robin Williams movie, The World According to Gorp. Was that it?
Garp.
Garp.
Yeah, I'm not gonna swear I watched the movie all the way through, but I like the title. So anyway, went through quite a bit of stuff here. The 3 components that we've covered 2 weeks ago, this week, and last week and this week, folks, that's to prepare you mentally for what you need to do. Get the foundation. Okay, roll up your sleeves. Exactly 7 days from from today, Isogenics 2021 starts. Have your leaders in action form. Commit to a daily method of operation so that at the end of the 30 days for the first commission period, you will be able to rack up the points you need to be part of, the manager pool, the director pool, and so on. Be focused on your rank advancements. Be focused on your team members' rank advancements. Because if your team member is getting extra money, you've got more reason to praise them and recognize them. And guess what? They're going to be building your paycheck. So got looks like about 10 minutes left here. Questions? Oh, let me do something. I had a correction here I needed to make. I had said on last week that the Leaders in Action gave you that second category of points, 2 points for each enrollment of your first and second level. That was an incorrect statement. It's for 2 PET for your second personal enrollment tree, meaning your first, you're personally enrolled, they're PET 1, and when they enroll people, it's PET 2, and that's where you get those extra points from. Pat's promotion, where she's going to be putting this extra money in, isn't running the 6 months of the company's promotion. It's going to run the first 3 months, December 28 to March 28. All right, questions on anything, folks?
Well, Fred, I don't have a question, but I'd love to share something.
Please.
Well, just 2 things. One, the great point about, I love how you phrase, what are you, willing to, how did you say it? I wrote it down. What are you ready to quit, right? As opposed to give up.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because, it's just not now. You're right. You don't necessarily have to give it up for life, but what are you willing to do differently for a period of time, right? Maybe you, I don't know, watch movies, or maybe you like hockey, or whatever it is, to take that time back for a period of time. It's not a forever thing. And I think I just love the way you reframed that, because what the give up makes it sound like it's forever. And that kind of scares people. Well, I don't want to give up my lifestyle. I like my lifestyle. But what are you willing to, just put aside for a little bit, not willing not to do right now? And so I think I'm adding the right now in that, because it really, really stood out to me. And so I'm going to use that. I think it's really, really powerful. Kind of reminds me of the 4 questions, right? Yeah, it's really great. And then I also wanted to share the difference that you made for me. And some of you've heard this, but it bears repeating. Who's going to let you quit? I mean, what thing could happen that you would quit over? And I also like that rephrasing. You just keep like up in your game, Fred. It's really great stuff. Like, when is there going to come a day where I can stop taking notes when you talk?
Not.
That hasn't happened yet, right? It's always good. It's always new. But this takes me back to my very, very beginning, you guys. And I'm lucky now that I got challenged early at probably one of the toughest ways I could be for me. My big brother, and his opinion means a lot. And he didn't just say no, you guys. He slammed me hard. Pages and pages of proof, emails, and then he wasn't very pleasant about it. And you remember this, Fred, I see you shaking your head. But it was so early on. And I went to Fred and I said, oh my God, he put me in tears, honestly. I'm from New York, we don't cry that easy. Sure enough, Fred said to me, he said, well, honey, I know that's really hard. I mean, it's your brother. It's not just like some stranger or some colleague, or you got to live with this guy. But here's the question. Who are you willing to give up your dreams for? Boom. I had to sleep on that one. It hit me so hard. And I was so terrified. But I couldn't get around that question. I couldn't let that be the end. And it was one of the most powerful moments of my life that has actually supported me in every decision I make in my life going forward. We get to help people transform into stepping out of their comfort zone in every area of their life. If they can overcome this, they can overcome anything. And so I personally thank you so much. I still use it to this day. I coach people with it. And I love the way you frame it, you know? So what's it going to take to get you to quit? Then you must not have really wanted this dream. So thank you, Fred. And I just want to share that with you all, you guys. When it happens to your person, tell them, oh, aren't you lucky? It's a good thing it happened to you early, because now
that
you got
great?
the chutzpah, right? Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Amy. When she started to say that, I'm going, what's she gonna talk about? And all of a sudden it hit me. I know what, you know, and see, this is why it's so important you get yourself squared away. That one comment. Imagine where my life would be if Amy McKenzie didn't become Amy McKenzie in Zija. Okay, where would my life be? All right, on a personal level, financial level, on a friendship level, and because I had already squared away those three things for me, you know, probably a couple decades before, I was able to share that with her. How can you cannot lead people beyond where you are. But if you want to be that 3%, be real clear. You're going to be a leader at some level. All right. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't see myself like that, when I was, 33 years old and driving my 63 Chevy pickup with no first or reverse gear. I had 4 gears in that truck, reverse, first, second, third, and reverse and first didn't work. But I had 50%, right? I didn't see myself as that. You may not see yourself as a high level leader, but no high level leader got there without, first of all, a lot of effort, a lot of challenges, a lot of focused effort in becoming a leader, a lot of experience, a lot of time. You're somewhere on that continuum. Those 3 items were to prepare you to be that person. Had I not had that, how could I have shared something that was that meaningful to Amy? And she said it was, a critical ingredient. Okay, a critical ingredient. And that was very early on. It was in the very early days, Who are you going to let steal your dreams?
I wouldn't have made it without it, Fred. That's the truth.
Thank you, Amy. And I like how she credits me with upping my game and the way I communicate and that sort of thing. Those are Amy's words. She's a communicator. Okay. I just try to regurgitate stuff. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you sharing that. And that's a very good point. And I remember talking about that last week when I talked about, what are you willing to give up? And I talked about not spending as much time with my friends. Okay. By the way, you guys heard me talk about Jersey, right? That was one of my friends, 30, 40 years, almost 40 years ago. Jersey and a bunch of the other, guys and gals, they were my peer group. And I'm still Jersey's best friend today. In fact, he's the only guy I see on a regular basis anymore. I didn't give up. There's a Led Zeppelin song, and I'm, all I can do is the refrain, baby, I can't quit you, so I got to put you down for a while. Oh, Barbie knows that one. Wow, I'm impressed, little preacher's daughter. All right, other question, then we're going to, real quick, other question, and we're going to wrap this up. Any questions?
I just, I'm going to throw this out there. Has anybody in this group been approached by some of your Zija people for other groups that have started?
Other groups or other companies?
Other companies?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Several
Bob's
times.
nodding his head. Sure, everybody has. Let me tell you why.
I
Okay?
don't have the mental power, neither do I want to.
Yeah, this is real simple. Okay, the people that couldn't make it in the last company are always going to go after the low-hanging fruit that they think are easy pickings. Okay, you get to show them they're wrong. By the way, none of them have approached me because they already know I'm sold out. Okay,
Yeah.
All Out Saul, remember him? You guys need to spend more time listening to Larry Thompson. Okay. That's a distraction, and all distractions are equal. Figure out for yourself what you need to do, and then do it 110%. Go find A.L. Williams, Just Do It speech on the internet. All right, now we're on Modesta time, so I got to roll. Guys, we'll see you back here next Monday. Formulate any questions you got. Next Monday will be the first day of 2021. Be prepared with your leader in action. Any question you have at that time, and we're going to focus on getting the 2001 started off with a bang, okay?
Thank you.
Happy holidays,
And Merry
everyone.
Christmas.
I don't think I'm going to see you guys between now and then. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
All right. All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.